Om Jananim Sharadam Devi Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Neighbor. Thakur is telling how can, the earlier question was, can we realize God? Sri Ramakrishna is, who can realize God? A little knowledge of God is sufficient to transcend us, make us transcend the entire nature and go beyond. What is the need of? Once you are free, once you are mukta, that is sufficient. In that context, Sri Ramakrishna, a neighbor is asking, neighbor, sir, neighbor means one of the devotees who are sitting in front of him. Sir, we are like typhoid patients. How can we be satisfied with one jar of water? We feel like knowing whole of God, Master. The same thing Sri Ramakrishna is telling, that one ant went to the ant hill, ate stomach full of sugar. Ant goes to the sugar hill, vast sugar hill. An ant goes, licks here, there, cuts small pieces, eats stomach full, and it is purna. It takes one more grain to go to its hole. When it is going, it thinks, next time I come, I am going to take the whole hill to my hole. I will keep there. I have no more to walk and all that. How the ant is thinking, I must have the whole hill for me. I am going to take it to my hole. The same thing the neighbor is asking. But how God is infinite, eternal. What is infinite? Other than there is Him, nothing exists. If anything exists other than infinity, it is no more infinity. This is limiting its infinitehood. Infinity, when say, there is nothing else other than that. Everything, whatever exists can be, it is within that. Nothing other than that. Absolute existence means it is total in itself. So here we see that when we say infinite, there is nothing, there is no knower and known. And second is eternal. Time limit is not there. For past, present, future, again the time enters into the infinity. Eternity. So, Master, that is true, but there is also medicine for typhoid. Neighbor, what is the medicine, sir? Master, the company of holy man, repeating the name of God and singing His glories and unceasing prayer. 4 things he is telling. Company of holy man, repeating the God's name and singing His glories, unceasing prayer. In one of the places, Sri Ramakrishna says in the same gospel, to awaken love, divine love, 4 things become necessary. One is singing the names and glories of God, now and then entering into solitude to turn to myself, and the holy company, and intense prayer. These four factors awaken divine love. See, now actually we have so many paths. There is Kundalini path of awakening Kundalini, breaking the six chakras and reaching the seventh. Is there Ida, Pingala, Pranayama, this, that, and all. There is the path of bhakti, loving God, awakening the love of God. Jnanapath is there, where the world is considered as Maya and it is renounced and Neti, Neti, this is not Brahman, this is not Brahman. Go on denying, ultimately reach the divine. Everywhere, after a certain stage, all these are external layers. I am practicing yoga, Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali. Then I begin with Yama, Niyama, Pranayama. Morning I get up and do Pranayama for hours. And all this I am doing. Now external purification is going on. Internal purification is going on. I am not yet linked to the divine. Yama, Niyama, Pranayama also. I am trying to exercise so many things. And when all this stuff, external purification, everything happens, what is going to take me to the beyond? You have become pure. All the desires, worldly desires are going away. Then what? Who is going to take me to the realm beyond? Is my own heart, the love. If finally, after the whole process of purification is over, that body has become pure, it doesn't demand the worldly enjoyments. The inner layer senses are not demanding anything from external, or it has given up its habit of keeping watch on the external. It has turned itself inward. The senses have become calm and pleasant, left their habit of running after this world and have got turned inward. Then it's watching inside. Body is still. Senses have turned inside. Behind the senses, mind was there, attached to so many things and this and that. All have left him. It has become calm and tranquil mind. And now he is ready to merge in the intellect. Intellect also has got purified. It is not planning in the world, how will I get the objects of enjoyment, how will I preserve them, how will I, all these are gone away. He is trying to understand what is eternal, what is temporal, what is Atman, what is Anatman. Just doing his duties, it is able to keep the awareness of divine at all times. Now all these things are ready, from body to intellect, all layers are ready. They are watching where to. Once these are ready, then awakens the inner love. The whole thing we were doing to awaken the love. Love is the engine. All these vehicles we were trying to repair and make it turn inward. All vehicles are ready now to go take inward journey. Engine was missing. The engine which is going to drag us through the world to the transcendental is the love of God. So that love of God, where do you get that love of God? Sri Ramakrishna says, here he is telling three things, but love of God he says, singing the names and glories of God, now and then entering into solitude. Whenever you get time, whenever you get leisure, go and sit and watch yourself and call on God. Then holy company, which now and then constantly reminds you of God and God alone. That aspect of God's existence. And then the last, intense prayer. These four, Nitya Nitya, these four things will lead you to awaken the divine love in you. The same thing Sri Ramakrishna is telling us here, that except holy company, the the company of holy man, repeating the name of God and singing His glories and unceasing prayer. One thing in awakening love, one more thing he adds is entering into solitude whenever you get in time. So this is the medicine. I pray to Divine Mother, Mother, I don't seek knowledge. Here take the knowledge, here take the ignorance. Give me pure love at thy feet. See, this is the engine that is going to drag us through all our karmic load, all our tendencies, all that we have acquired, and the gravity of the world that is still holding us back. We are going to transcend and go away if love of God awakens. That is the engine. Give me only pure love at their holy feet. Take away what all have. I don't ask for anything else. As is the disease, so must be remedy. Sri Ramakrishna is teaching us how to walk in this world, how to attain God without neglecting my duties in the world. I have taken some responsibilities. If I had not taken responsibilities of the world or some other people, or I have obligations towards the society, if I am not able to feel that, I would have gone away somewhere and sat. But now, having taken some responsibilities, some obligations are still there to be attended to and that he doesn't neglect. But whole his being is given to God. I am yours. As yours, I am doing these small things because you have kept me here. I accept it and I do all as a worship unto you. Again and again, every work that he does consciously offers, Lord, it is your power in my body, your power of mind, your power of intellect I am using. All this is yours. A day will come that I am not able to stand. I will be not able to move. Old age does come. And we see we are helpless like newborn child on the cot. Same thing, as we came, so we go. And when I am able to do, I came, I did not have anything. Now I am able to do. Let me not have the ego that it is mine, and see that I enter into the karmic cycle and finally see that the energy has been taken away. If it was mine, nobody can take it away. Nature takes it away. It belongs to nature. So consciously offering all activities as I am doing it for you, yours, everything is yours, nothing is mine. That understanding. As is the disease, so must be the remedy. The Lord says in Gita, O Arjuna, take refuge in me, I shall deliver you from all sins. See how clear Sri Ramakrishna's understanding is. सर्वधर्मान परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षमिच्छामि मा शुचः. Don't grieve, don't feel hurt or anxiety. I will relieve you from all sins. Your sins means anything that causes bondage and suffering, or anything that forces you to come into the relative existence when there is absolute existence. To enter the realm transcendental of eternal existence, of eternal bliss and eternal freedom is what we need and what we belong to, and that is our identity. And we have lost that identity. Now we are trying to regain that identity. Sri Krishna is telling, I will release you from all these bondages you have acquired. Don't worry. Surrender to me. Take refuge in me. I shall deliver you from all sins. Take shelter at his feet. Sri Ramakrishna is telling, take shelter at the feet of God. He will give you right understanding. This is most important part. What to do, what not to do, how not to do. Everything comes from inside out. It is called intuition. God intuits you from within what you should. Your dependence on God, your surrender to God, your giving yourself unconditionally to God makes all this possible. Now you belong to Him. Like a child belongs to mother and mother is taking care of the child without its participation, without demanding anything from it. The mother, seeing the condition of the baby, it is taking care like that. God takes care of the devotee and intuits how to go. This intuitive power is awakened by God, and it is supported, and the need is supplied in and through that intuitive understanding. He never loses the path. Who has held God for all his support and guidance. You guide, I can't know, I don't know anything. I don't know my past, I don't know my future, I don't even know the present. I am in such a situation, I am in such a predicament that I am not able to run away also. Where to run away? Where is the place? So this understanding that you have a dependence with love of God, the dependence on God also increases. First, the relationship with God begins with parichaya, introduction. Parents' introduction. When the baby is small, the mother says, this is God, come, you bow down here. God, though invisible, He exists. Just believe in His existence. Call upon Him, utter these prayers. All these mother teach. He is coming in an unknown way. Because His nature is divine. He is divine. He is a part of God. So the innermost soul accepts the existence of God. Unless the ego interferes strongly to oppose that understanding, if because of the crust that has formed, because of repeated involvement in the world, that it is not going away. Otherwise, any normal person with normal understanding, he can clearly understand God exists, because he himself is that part, its part. He himself is divine, that he can understand divine does exist. So innermost soul, as if it is speaking, I am there, I am there. So that understanding. So when somebody says, the parichaya mother gives, the soul accepts. It looks like a blind faith, but it is actually not blind faith, because he himself is that. It is like sugar accepting sugar. Yes, sugar is there. It may not be able to taste, sugar may not be able to taste, but it is nature. It is like me. So if I am, there is God also. That kind of unknown understanding, which is beyond reason and logic, makes him accept that God exists. This is called faith, faith in God. So that makes him accept it. This from Parichaya, he enters into relationship with God. Slowly, he is my father, he is my mother, he is my child. Some relationship with which he approaches God now. From Parichaya, from introduction, he enters into Sambandha, relationship. And from Sambandha, as the interactions extend, giving and taking, I want praying for something, God is giving, I'm praying for something, He is not giving. All these interactions between God and the disciple or with God and his devotee goes on, and slowly it increases the faith in God and it increases the desire to be one with God. This is from Parichaya to Sambandha, and it is developing the intimacy, Atmiyata. From Atmiyata, the love awakens, the ecstatic love, the inner understanding of intuitive power awakens, to do, what not to do, to hold the God eternally, never to leave Him again. The love awakens. The path is shown by the intuitive understanding, and the driving force is coming from the love of God. Then you will get rid of, He will give you the right understanding. From within awakens the intuitive power. He will take the entire responsibility for you. Here comes into picture my total dependence on Him. With all this, my dependence on Him awakens. He will take the entire responsibility for you. Then you will get rid of the typhoid. The patient, he is talking about the typhoid, the worldliness in man he is calling as typhoid. Again and in whatever you do, it wants that which is going to be harming his life. The typhoid patients ask for pickles and water, which is going to increase his disease. Like that, the man knows is going to worldly enjoyments is going to harm him, but he is not able to live. That condition goes off. Then you'll get rid of that typhoid. That is, yearning for the worldly enjoyments will go away. Can one ever know God with such a mind as this? What man is having? A mind which is running after the world, in spite of knowing it is like a moth which is at night sees a fire and rushes towards it and falls into it and is bhasmasat kurite. It has been made into ashes. Can one pour 4 sairs of milk into 1 sair of pot? How much can we understand God? Can 4 sairs of milk be accommodated in a pot? Each has its own limitation. Mind has its limitation. Intellect has its limitation. It can work under certain condition in certain places only. It cannot understand what nature is, what God is. A higher intellect called Dhi has to awaken. The normal buddhi can make up to computers and artificial intelligence, this, that it can make. It cannot transcend the nature. It cannot enter the realm transcendental. So it has its own, the intellect has its own limitation. Mind has its own limitation. Body has its own limitation. It cannot work day and night non-stop. It wants rest. Senses have their limitation. I can perceive a particular amount. Limitation is there. Ears can hear particular decibels, infrared, infrasonic and supersonic. It cannot perceive. Ear cannot perceive. It has its range. Tongue has its range. Skin has its range. If a mosquito sits, I can immediately detect. If a bacteria sits, I can never detect. It is subliminal. So many bacteria may be walking on my body. So many other things, small organisms may be moving about. Virus and this, that. But I don't feel. It has range. If particular range to particular range it can perceive. So everything has a limitation. Man has totally limited. Can he know nature? Nature itself cannot be known. How far is this universe? We can't know. So, how can we know what God is and how much of God we can know? How much of science we can know? I want to master all aspects of sciences. So many branches, so many things. Whole life you spend, you can't master a single thing in this world. Mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, so many branches, so many things, unending. And how much of science can you absorb? Very little. Whole life you can absorb a small portion of your knowledge. Can one pour 4 sairs of milk into 1 sair pot? Can we ever know God unless He lets us know Him? Therefore I say, take shelter in God. We may not be able to know. We can take shelter in God and escape all bondages and suffering forever. Let Him do whatever He likes. He is self-willed. What power is there in man? With that, visit to Keshav ends. We'll be taking up the next chapter in next class with the devotees of God at Dakshineshwar 2. Om Niranjanam Nityamanantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhritavikraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidhyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namami.